I'm here in one of my favorite places again, and I'm in South Korea, and it's cold. It was -8 when I went out running today, and but now it's beautifully sunny. There's still some snow on the ground. You might be able to see the snow down below. But I wanted to talk a little bit about Facebook scamming, and many of you know that I've been caught up in some scams recently where people have taken my photographs off of Facebook and then used those photographs to make fake profiles, and then taken those fake profiles and used them to cheat women out of money. So the way that this works is that they, the gang, who I believe comes from Benin in Nigeria, from the research that I can find out, they basically steal people's photographs and then they make up a story, and the story usually goes like the person is working for the US Army based in somewhere like Kabul, Afghanistan, or Aleppo, Syria, which are the favorite ones that I've found. And the person's maybe an army surgeon or some kind of senior person in the army, and then they say that they are usually divorced or widowed. Widowed is a favorite one, with a young child. So with me, they use pictures of my son and I, and they say that I'm widowed and you know, have a 13 or 14-year-old son, and they're looking for love. And so they then target people that are vulnerable, people that have maybe had a little bit of a hard time themselves and are going through some kind of challenges, and then they target these women and say that you know, over a period of time they fall in love with them. They get these women to fall in love with these fake profiles, and then they start the requests coming for money. And those requests are usually around, can you get me out of the army for a few days so I can come and see you? Can you get me out of the army so that we can build a family together? I would like to be able to come over to your country. Can you, you know, send me the money for the tickets? I'm waiting on my latest payment from the army. It's difficult to bring money into to Afghanistan or Syria. If you can just transfer me some money and then I'll give it back to you when I come see you. So there's very many horrible ways of getting these people to make payments to them. And then obviously they take that money and then they try to bleed more money out of the people. Now this is a horrible scam because it makes the women that fall for it feel not only abused, but really it's this horrible sense of guilt, of shame, that they could have been trapped into one of these scams. But the guys that are scamming them are incredibly clever. They have even used the videos like the one that I'm doing now. They've used that for live chat with the women. So what they do is that they take my video and then they dub it over with words like you know, how much they love the person and how much they, you know, they're looking to build a life together. So they put these things together as videos and then they use them for live chat. And then of course the signal will go bad because they're in Afghanistan, and then they will continue the conversation again on chat. So they're clever. They fake documents, so there's fake documents, there's American passports with my pictures on, there's bank statements, there's all sorts of different fake documents, the army documents, and they have my photo on in different guises. So for me myself, I don't really care that my photos are out there and that people are using them. You know, I use social media. I know what the risks are. I know that when you put your photos out onto any sort of social platform, they can be stolen. They can be stolen off of your website as well. They can be stolen from pretty much anywhere, and then used to create these fake profiles. It doesn't really bother me. What does bother me is that people are getting hurt. As much as possible, I know that I can't stop these gangs doing it. There aren't any authorities that are particularly interested. You know, there are some cyber crimes divisions, but they're not working on what they see as this is like petty crime. Um, I don't think the authorities for some time are going to be able to really help or be interested in helping. The only thing that I can do is try to build awareness that this is happening around the world, and that people are getting scammed and they're getting hurt. They're getting hurt financially, and perhaps even more importantly, emotionally. So if you can push this video around a little bit so that people find out about it. If you look at my Facebook profile, you'll see that I've posted a lot of different fake profiles on there and try to explain a little bit about how this happens. But the message is really, I want to get as many people to know about this as possible, so that the people that are vulnerable, the people that are getting scammed, don't get scammed and don't feel that huge sense of guilt and shame and frustration that they're going through. Okay, push this out if you can. I appreciate the help, and much love to you all.
The issue with Facebook scammers using my pictures to cheat women out of money on social media intensified today. Today I got a message on Facebook Messenger from one of the scammers using a fake profile with my pictures, and telling me that if I didn't stop sharing information about their scams, then there would be consequences for me, and that they were willing to do a deal. So this is my deal. My deal is that I'm going to let as many people as possible know about these scams, about the way that these scams are hurting women, stealing money from women, and that there's no way that we're going to stop sharing and educating people on how they can avoid falling for these types of scams. We need to make sure that everybody is aware that social media can be a great place, but can also be dangerous. And that if they're engaging with people they don't know well, then there could be serious consequences. The women that have contacted me, hundreds of women have contacted me, and they've told me that they've lost up to $9,000 sharing money with these scammers. Please let people know that there are scams on Facebook, that these scammers are very clever in the way they treat vulnerable people. They cheat vulnerable people out of their money, and they get them to fall in love, lose their hearts, and lose a lot of confidence. So please share this video, let people know that there are bad people on Facebook as well, and that they need to be very careful with who they're connecting.